Hey guys, so as you can see today, we're reviewing the new Lovejoy EP. I was so excited when this came out. Like, my friend texted me, and I got home and I listened immediately. And it was so good. And I want to go back because there are some really nice moments in this, and I feel like they need to be explored. They need to be appreciated. So I want to go through. I'm going to go through the whole EP. It's only about 12 minutes long. And I'll pause occasionally. I don't want to pause too much. I could say something about it every 5 seconds, but I don't want to. And I just want to go through, like, the cool music lines, the cool lyrics, the things that really hit me, because I really think this is an awesome EP. And I think that Lovejoy has a lot of potential as a band in the future. They have a nice sound, a nice style, and their community is huge. I can't wait for them to release more, and I can't wait until we can see them in concert. So without further ado, let's just head right into it with Taunt.
She's always asking am I alright.
I love that opening. It's so good.
I'll find the answer or a good night. Thank God the time is short.
And his voice, he shapes it so interestingly. It's very strange for Wilbur, but it's nice.
I took it as a taunt. Remember way back then in school.
And the horns come in, and it's so nice. Such a nice touch. And the drummer, listen to his fills in the background. The drummer in the background, you're getting these, like, this nice horn pad in the background, you're getting a backbeat, and then you're getting these fills, and it's a, it's a basic fill, but it really just gets you into it. Like, it's kind of like a dance beat, rather than, like, this kind of, like, it's like a punk kind of dance thing they're doing. It reminds me a lot of, like, Panic at the Disco, like, their earlier stuff, kind of got into that, like, yeah, we're punk, yeah, our lyrics are edgy, but, like, this is music that you can still, like, vibe to, and I really like that about them.
Toilet breaks unstable. And don't you think that we can all tell? You're insecure. I guess I always do that one.
I love that the focus on he mentions toilets throughout this EP. He mentions it here, and I think he mentions it in One Day, and it's funny. It's like Wilbur still keeps that little quirk in his songwriting, and I think it's really nice.
Figure out what makes your brain tick. I'm a listener. Remember way back then in school? 'Cause what did anybody ever say no to you? Did anybody ever say no to you?
It's so infectious. Like, that just this chorus is so nice. It just repletes this, did anybody ever say no to you? And it's just, it has such, like, an effect, but it's so catchy. Such a nice horn part. Whoever mixed this, very good. Like, even for an EP, for a debut band, it's pretty solid.
Get the number for the cab call as you're dashing out the front door.
Notice how they throw the gain up on the guitars there, and you hear more of that high end come through. It adds, like, your ear hears it, and it adds this new thing to this verse that we've heard now twice. It keeps the interest up, and it's such a good stylistic choice.
Time to try to touch the cat door. Thank God the time is short. And yes, you always do that one thing. 'Cause when you throw in
And now we have the trumpet, and that adds to your new interest.
I took it as a taunt.
Just a really nice song. Like, it's short, it's to the point, you kind of know what it's about already, and it's infectious. A lot of this EP is. You hear it once, and it's already stuck in your head. Taunt was the second song I had listened to, because I watched the One Day music video, and I was like, wow, like, what a start. So now we're going to go into One Day, which is the first song I listened to, and I'd probably say the flagship song of the EP, just of style. It kind of it incorporates a lot of what we see in the other songs, but it's in this, it doesn't break from this form that they've now set from Taunt. It stays in that. Sex Sells and Cause for Concern kind of break that form in a good way. And there's not really a form, and it's a new band, but it's just One Day is a very nice, solid, all-around song. So let's get into it. Again with the horns, they're so nice.
Why'd you have to kill my cat?
I love that part because, you know, he's saying stop. It's like they call that like lyrical, like literal lyrics. You know, he says stop, everything stops, and you feel this like this little bump in the road, and then it comes in with a completely different beat with the guitar. And then we get into the silly lyric, you know, why'd you have to kill my cat? Which, again, I love that lyric so much. It's just, it has character. It shows that they're not afraid to throw out these strange lyrics in their songs, which, you know, are fairly serious in nature. They get deep. This song has a very, like, you hit and then you drag back. It does this really nice. It makes you feel the rhythm, and then it pulls you back, like here.
I'll focus on the future, maybe one day. Oh, baby, isn't life so fucking inconsistent? One day, I know that you will.
A nice repeat of the chorus. It really cements it in your head. I knew this chorus after the first listen. After just these two choruses, I knew it. I love that rasp. Puts so much emotion in it. If you listen really closely in this section, you can hear the trumpet actually doubling Wilbur's vocals, and it adds, like, it sounds almost like silly in a way, but I think it adds something really nice. Like if you just listen to this one part again. It sounds like just blaring trumpet, and then it goes up like that.
I'm fucking terrified. One day I know that you will be there. One day I'll focus on the future. Maybe one day, oh baby, isn't life so fucking.
I'm surprised at how well the band stays together. Like they have this groove that they never break. You never feel like they're not solid, and I'd love to see them do this live. Just a raw part. You have the horn cascading down from the top with that little melodic line, and then you have, you know, a horn doubling this guitar part. And this is such a nice variation of the chorus. It sounds more desperate than the original in a way, even though it's it's the same thing. He's saying the same thing, and it's actually like you feel more driven forward. It's actually it feels more desperate in a way, just because of the way the chords feel sadder. Like you get this sense that like this is the end of the song, like one day, and we haven't reached that one day, and it's a really nice emotional touch in there. All right, now into Sex Sells. A lot mellower than the last song, you can already tell, and his vocals come in so much calmer.
You think he'd realize, but he's infatuated with ideas of possessions and far-flung social policy.
The rhyme scheme is very interesting. He gets to throw in a lot of words that you wouldn't think would work. I love the drums in the background.
Make your way downstairs. You haven't gone far to fall. Now it's red, now it's dead, now it's everything she needed. Now it's full, open doors, pillars pressed on the knees. Now it's a sappy sucker to ensure her.
Such a pretty part. You hear this really that's like a really tender, like it's a nod to the chorus later, but it's just the way he sings. It's so calm, and you have this nice, like, almost welcoming sound with the horn and the guitar in the background, and the drums are kind of just laying it down. Like, you feel comfortable listening to this song. Very nice trumpet line right there.
I've been scared of sleeping with the lights on. No, she's not there. I know she's going to his play. A Capri.
Very nice use of the head voice there.
This is sex sells, I know that.
He sings into his falsetto, but we've already set this tone that this song is a lot more mellow. So it adds more of that tenderness. And it's out of his range, and I mean, I think you can just tell by listening to it, but it doesn't affect the song, it doesn't affect his ability.
I've been scared of sleeping with the lights on. No, she's not there. I know she's going to his play. A Capricorn, oh, fuck.
Again, it's such a catchy chorus.
You could buy my silence if you've got none to lose. If you're still infatuated with the truth. So will you do what's easy, or will you do what's right? Please just could you let me know, where will you sleep tonight? Where you gonna sleep tonight?
This trumpet sneaks in there, and you get this call and answer.
Where you gonna sleep tonight? Where will you sleep tonight? Where will you sleep at night?
There's not much to say about this song, it's just, it's calm. I feel such a sense of calmness when I listen to this song.
Venetian Center, red wine and club band.
Now this part is actually the one part of the song that I think is the least, like, it's a little jarring. His voice, it takes this lower, it takes this, I'm scared. And you're like, okay. And the guitars, it's just the guitar in the back now, and you have this much harsher tone. And it comes, you can hear it a lot again at the end of the song. There's these last two notes, and I'll bring those up later. But you kind of leave that sense of comfort for a second, and then you go right back into it with the chorus. And it's a really nice emotional, like, little thing they put in there.
Viagra pills on the nightstand. How's it feel? How's it feel?
It's almost like an attack. It doesn't feel. He's saying, how does it feel to be unloved? And then throws in that "and so unloved," but the whole time, even before he said that, it feels like an attack. It feels like this part is like the thing that's gnawing at you, and the rest of the song is like this peaceful bliss.
Been scared of sleeping with the lights on. No, she's not there. I know she's going to his play.
I love the guitar double in the back. It's such a nice little electric, just high.
I've been scared of sleeping with the lights on. No, she's not there. I know she's going to his play. A Capricorn, oh, fuck.
Nice little inflection he put on his voice there.
I've been scared of sleeping with the lights on.
If you didn't know the chorus, you know it now.
Going to his play. A Capricorn, oh, fuck that. They say sex sells, I know that. Sex sells, I know that. Sex sells, I know that.
Right here. When I listened to this song initially, I didn't think it was over. I heard those two notes and I was like, what are we going into here? Because it's such a, you don't feel like it's over. You get left with this sense of incompleteness. I'm just gonna play those last like 3 to 4 seconds again. Like, it's so strange to keep those two notes in, bang, dong, and it's jarring, just like that previous section. You feel like you're lulled into this sense of comfort, and then you get that section that kind of attacks you, and then you get that ending, and you're left with this uncertainty. And then we go into cause for concern, but it breaks that vibe that the end of Sex Cells did. I didn't think they were worried about the segues between. I was very excited to hear, and I'd love to hear more of that tone from them in the future. It's kind of like, it's a little bit Mother-esque, and I know that Wilbur and a lot of the other bandmates have definitely listened to Mother. You can hear it in a lot of their vocal inflections, the way they just add in stuff. But I was hoping for something more raw, like, oh, it's more dark in a way. But I think we'll definitely hear more of that in the future. So now we'll get into the last song, Cause for Concern. Immediately you're happy again. You have this movement and a nice little horns in the background. That's like a nice happy. But the guitars are playing this real harsh, like,
So what's it to you?
it's such a nice resolution to that, like, that descending madness.
And you look dreadful when you jump.
Such a raw little emotional line to match that guitar in the back.
Gonna hurt you. But when there's fuck cool else to do, you could eat
Such a solid transition too. Like, I'm sure it took a few takes to do, but still, like, I want to hear it live. I think it's going to be really impressive.
the teeth into my head. It's no cause for concern.
Another memorable line that'll come back. They give you a lot of these, like, it's the song title, but you know where it is in the song, and you know how it sounds.
And you look dreadful when you jump to what you'll resort to. Singing charts, we ain't gonna hurt you. But when there's fuck cool else to do, you could eat the fun from the headrest.
There's horns in the back.
You can knock the wind out of my breath. And you could kick the teeth into my head. And still there's no cause for concern.
Now that chorus, it's worth noting that it's so different from the first chorus. Like, when you're listening to it, you don't even think that that's like the chorus. You have those horns in the background, but they're more exposed now, and the lyrical, like, composition is completely different. But we get that grounding, and there's, like, he goes, "There's no cause for concern." We get that grounding. We know where we are in the song, and every time he says, "There's fuck all else to do," we know that we're at the end of the verse. It's it's creating familiarity. It's creating, like, leitmotif, really. Just this part is just, it has so much character to it. The guitars are going at it soon. You've got, like, this harsh rhythm. Such a good moment. It's this breakdown, and it's like, it's a true, like, punk breakdown. The guitars are just doing what they want, and the drums come in and they add this growing intensity, and then they just lay out on this uncomfortable chord. You have this tension that then just gets it gets resolved. My bad. It gets resolved when you go into this next beat.
We ain't gonna hurt you. We ain't gonna hurt
connection back to that last verse we heard. And we know that's the end. I did not realize that visual did that originally. I wasn't paying attention. That's funny. There he goes. Bye-bye. Again, I feel uncomfortable with that ending. And I think it's done on purpose. I think they want us. They know we're waiting for more. We're waiting for more Lovejoy. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that. I just wanted to give my insight. I'm just excited. I'm super pumped that this was released, and I want to just share that. If you haven't heard of Lovejoy, go check them out. Like, I will link their channel. Lovejoy is consisted of some amazing musicians. You know, they've gotten this popularity, thankfully, to Wilbur Soot, and he's really just, I'm glad that he's given the opportunity to show the world. You know, there's 500,000 people initially who just listened to, like, this album, and I'm so glad that he gave them that opportunity. So that's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.